So today what we're going to be doing is looking at what we call the break-even point. So that's the point at which revenue or income and the cost of producing something or expenses are equal. And it can be identified as a point of intersection, which is what we've been looking at, of the combined graphs. So what does this look like mathematically? Let's have a look at this first example. Holly's Hot Dogs makes and sells hot dogs. There's a fixed cost of $150, I should say, and each hot dog costs $120 to produce. The hot dogs are sold for $4 each. And it says the graphs of the production and the cost and revenue made from selling dogs are drawn on the same set of axes. So we're going to try and draw these on this axis that I have. So if I think about the cost is how much is it going to cost me to produce these hot dogs? And you can see there is a fixed cost of $150 plus it's cost me $1.20 for every hot dog, which I'll call N, that I produce. So C equals 150 plus $1.20 N. So the first thing we need to do is to be able to plot this on this set of axes. So what we could do is we could use our table of values if that's what we wish to do. So I've got my number and my cost. So really I could just plot 2 points if I really wanted to, because it only takes 2 points to draw a graph. So when n is 0, I get 150. And then I could choose another point on this graph. So say I chose 60. So if I put 60 in there, 60 times $101.20, I should say, plus 150, I get 222. So would it be a good idea now to pause, maybe fill in a couple more values if you're unsure, and try and have a go at graphing this. So as you can see, I've now drawn this graph. I'm going to put an arrow because it does continue. And on my graph, I'm going to write down what it is. This is C equals 150 plus $1.20 N. So now we're going to do this all again with revenue. So revenue is how much I actually make. And the revenue is given by how much I sell each hot dog for. So I sell each hot dog for $4 and I'm going to sell N hot dogs. So our revenue equals 4N. So now I'm going to graph that exactly the same. So N, and now we have R for revenue. I just need to choose a few points. So I'm going to choose 0 and perhaps 60 again. When N is 0, then R is 0. So that means we're going to start at the origin. And when N is 60, I substitute that in and I get 240. So you should pause the video now and have a go at graphing that. So you can see I've drawn that. I'm going to put arrows on there and say R equals 4N because that is what that graph is. So this graph is fairly common and we can use this to find what we call the break-even point or the point of intersection. The first thing we need to identify is this area in here is what we call the loss zone. Because if we sell very few hot dogs, we're actually running my business at a loss. This point of intersection here is called the break-even point. So that's the point where I can sell the right amount of hot dogs, I don't make a profit, and I also don't make a loss. And also we can see then that this area up here must be what I call the profit zone. This is the area where I start to make money. So that is what this whole graph is showing me. So now we can just answer a few questions. How many hot dogs must be sold to break even? Well, here is my break even point. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It looks like it's about, what, 40, 50, say 56, thereabouts. There will be a range given. So the question is, what is the revenue at the break-even point? So if we're looking at the revenue at the break-even point, we can just use the formula we have, and we have that formula R equals 4N, which is 4 times approximately 56, which gives me $224. The other way is we could have tried to read this off the graph, and you can see the graph is not giving a very accurate point. It's probably because I'm drawing on a computer screen. Find the profit when 90 hot dogs are sold. So an important formula we need to know is that profit equals revenue minus cost. So the revenue is 4 times 90 minus the cost, which is 150 plus $1.20 times 90. And you pop that in your calculator and you get $102. So all up, when they sell 90 hot dogs, they make a profit of $102. Thanks for watching.